Lift off. Lift off. Control and lift off.
Welcome, everybody. I am your host and tour guide, Eli Hugh. Sorry, we got to use the rock. It's River Song. Took the TARDIS on another spin and adventure again. She doesn't know I know yet, but I'm actually going to think about playing off the like I didn't know when she actually decides to come forth and thinking about this. TARDIS stealing with a wife. Okay. Today, we are going to do a little tour of the solar system. Yes. Where do you live in the neighborhood? Where are we in the system? We are going to be starting, let me get my little tab ready right here. We are going to be going to the sun as we go inside the solar system right here. Our first tour of our solar system is the sun. Yes. The sun is the center of the galaxy. It is considered a white dwarf. The sun's gravity, basically, here. Let me show you a little picture right here for you. Okay. The sun's gravity is the sun's gravity can hold all these 8 planets right here. We have 8 planets in our solar system. There's a whole bunch of dozen of dwarf planets and unknown dwarf planets. They expect them to be around here, around Pluto, Pluto, the dwarf planets. And we have 170 moons currently in our system right now that we know of, including comets and asteroids. Of course, the sun's outer layer, let me tell you actually the layers of the sun here. Make it easy for you guys to understand this. And of course, I do not have my little things up. Jeez. Okay. There are actually 6 layers to the sun. I actually have followed the wrong tab. There are 6. There are a few layers of the sun. Let me show you the layers here. There's the corona, which is the outer one, the chromosphere, the photosphere, connective zone, and the radiative zone, which is basically 2 in 1. And we also have the inner core. The inner core is where all the action starts. It gets to about 27 million degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 15 million degrees centigrade. Inside the star itself is where nuclear fusion happens. Yes. There have been several probes sent to the sun, and I'm going to tell you about some of the probes themselves that actually explored the sun. The first one was launched by NASA in 1960, called Pioneer 5. It measured the magnetic field and phenomena of the solar flare particles. If you're familiar with solar flare particles, they are what cause havoc on Earth. Yes, everything the sun does in our galaxy has an effect on every single body in our solar system. When the solar flares actually hit the Earth, it can cause an electromagnetic discharge, which can totally wipe out all electronics on Earth. For instance, the most famous one is the Carrington event, which happened in September 1859, I believe. It was a geomagnetic storm, and I can't even talk because I think I've had 9 cups of coffee today. It's a little too much for me, but still, hey, another story. Yeah, a geomagnetic storm, also known as the Carrington event. It was one of the most powerful storms that we know of. It will affect electricity, and at the time, it affected the most common use electrical system on the planet, which was the telegraph system. Telegraph operators were reporting they had power without nothing connected. There was aurora borealis all the way to the southern crater. People in Cuba were reporting they can read the newspaper at nighttime. That is how powerful our sun actually is. And I just lost my tab. Oh my gosh. Okay, the second probe NASA sent, was Pioneer 6A. And of course, that was in 65. We sent, NASA between 1960 and 69 actually sent 6 probes, and only one of them was a failure. It was one of the pioneers. D or E? Pioneer E was the failed probe. It was basically supposed to reach orbit and do some more scientific stuff. I forgot exactly what the probe was supposed to do, but it was one of the failed missions that NASA sent. Until 74, when they sent, oh, not 74, sorry, 1994, when they, sorry, 70, I apologize. Between 78, I'm getting ahead of myself, between 1978 and 1982, NASA sent the IC3 probe. It was to observe the solar phenomenon in conjunction with Earth's orbiting. It was the ISE-1 and the C2 satellites. Later renamed the ICE probes. The following probes, basically Ulysses, Wind, and SOHO. Most people are familiar with SOHO, the solar wind measurements, and it's basically investigates the sun's core, corona, and solar winds, and it also discovered comets. Yes, the SOHO probe actually has videos of sun divers. These are comets that actually goes close to the system, close to the sun. And if somebody's here, I am not looking at the StreamYard or the chat, so I apologize if anybody's doing anything in there right now, because I have my little tabs right here, and I'm unfamiliar with this thing right now. So I still apologize. Okay, away from the sun. Let me show you something here. We approached the planet Mercury. Yes, Mercury, the second, the closest planet to the sun. It is approximately 43 million miles away from the sun. Yeah, you may think that's close, but it's actually very, very far. It is pretty far away. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes for light to reach from the sun to Mercury. And when Mercury is so unique around the sun that it does not have an actual circular orbit, it has an elliptical orbit. It goes oddly. So it takes about 88 Earth days to rotate this around the sun. If you take a telescope with a solar lens, aluminum foil, I forgot exactly what it's called, on a telescope, when you look at when you do solar observation, you can actually see Mercury retrograde over the sun. It's pretty cool, and sometimes you can even get the ISS. Let's see. We've only sent just a few probes to Mercury in itself. And I just lost my probe page. Oh my gosh. I have my list of probes here for Mercury. Okay, we have sent, let's see, there was 2 probes to Mercury that was sent in 74 and in 2008. That was actually the first ones to Mercury. Let me see if I can pull up that picture here. I forgot to pull this up here. There is a nice little observatory false image picture of Mercury that NASA took, which I cannot actually find out where it is. Oh my gosh, here. Okay. I actually got back to the chat window, guys. All right. Sorry. Hey, Joseph. Hey, Vegas. Did I miss the tour? No, you did not miss the tour, Vegas. I just started with the sun. And right now we're on Mercury. We are headed inwards. Yeah, you just started. And hello from the future. Oops, here we go. You say Joseph? I'm staying on this rock. Everything we know in space wants to kill us. Actually, you are correct. Space is very, very dangerous and deadly. It is not empty as everybody says it is or thinks it is. You got micrometeors, you got solar flares, you got radiation, you got cold temperatures. Yes, space is very inhabitable. Okay, my Mercury probes. We are talking about Mercury itself, and I'm still trying to find that picture of the false image of Mercury, and I forgot, and I apologize for everybody because I was going to show it to you. It's really, really cool. It was from NASA itself. Okay, well, Mercury. Let's describe Mercury here. Mercury is the closest planet to the sun. Its surface temperature is about minus 279 degrees all the way to 800 degrees Fahrenheit. It's so close to the planet that it has a transitional locked orbit. It does not rotate. It's in a locked orbit. It goes around just like our moon does. And one of the most fascinating things that NASA has discovered in the past few years, that the coldest place in the solar system is a crater on Mercury itself. It has ice. Yes, go figure. The coldest place in our solar system is on Mercury. Not B, get me out of here, or at least out of Kentucky. Well, you missed a rocket takeoff, so hopefully you guys are little stowaways, but hey, I don't care. There have been no news updates about Mercury. But I can tell you, I forgot to backtrack about this. The Solar Orbiter probe for the sun launched on February 10th and is currently en route to the sun. They're going to do solar and heliospheric physics. That's what the Solar Orbiter is going to do, along with the Parker Solar Probe, which is en route and should be there in a couple months. We're supposed to get some more detailed images of the sun. And study is supposed to study the corona and why exactly it gets so hot the further you get away from the sun. Because like a campfire, you sit close to a campfire. The further away you get from the campfire, the colder you are. But the sun is totally different. The further away you get from the sun, you get to the corona, the temperature increases about 1,000,000 degrees. There are many theories about why this happens, but hopefully the Parker Solar Probe and the Solar Orbiter will answer some of those questions. Is Mercury the hottest, or is that Mars? Well, you gotta have to actually differentiate between hot. Are you talking about dry heat, cold heat? Are you talking about with the atmospheric pressure? Mercury has no atmosphere, so it is technically hot. But Venus also has an atmosphere, and it is still even hotter. So I don't have the exact fact what is the hottest planet here, but I believe it is Jupiter. I believe it is Jupiter. Please correct me if I'm wrong, somebody. I do not have the information on me. Thank you for the question, though. Wait, we already talked about Mercury, right? Yeah, okay. We are going next to the next planet in the solar system, the second one out, second rock from the sun, Venus. Yes. I'm going to show you this cool little animation here from NASA about little Venus. If I can find that page. Here it is. Venus. Nope, wrong one. Okay, where's the Venus at? Here's Venus. This is an actual true image taken by NASA. SOS. SOS, where are you? Here we go. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Oh my gosh, I need to redo my tabs right. Here we go. Overview of Venus. Oh, sorry, that's not that. But Venus right here is 67 million miles from the sun. It takes about 6 minutes for the sun to travel from Venus to Earth, and the rotation is about 225 Earth days. The news about Venus. Yes, there is actual news about Venus in the news this week, because something was discovered in the atmosphere of Venus. Yes, it's called phosphine. Discovery of phosphine in the planet's atmosphere is basically a hint of life. There is only 2 ways that we on Earth know how to make phosphine, or how phosphine is made. The first one is through a chemical human process. The second one is through microbes. And if microbes are inside the upper atmosphere of Venus, there could be possible chance of life. These are called extremophiles. An extremophile is a life form that is not contemporary living like we're used to, like in the ocean, like the upper ocean or the forest or the woods or mountaintops. Extremophiles basically live where we think that life is not habitable for humans or complex life forms, such as volcanic plumes in the ocean surface. There are extremophiles in the Atacama Desert in Chile, underneath the soil, where they get less than 1 inch of rainfall a year. These are extremophiles. Of course, the way that Venus rotates, it takes about 4 days for the rotation of the air to circulate the entire planet. So when they discovered this phosphine, it could have been one small colony on one part of the planet and it got distributed to the rest. They are not exactly sure on this yet. They're still studying this. That's the latest news in Venus. Let's see. Where's my chat here? Let's see. The Russians actually landed on. Yeah, I'm about to get to that. The Russians actually landed on Venus, and the probe sent us some pictures before, and is destroyed by the pressure and temperatures. Yes, Josette, I'm going to show you that picture right now. Where is it? Q. There it is. This is the picture that the Russians sent. Oh wait, no. This is the sorry. This is the actual. This is the orbiter picture from NASA. The next one I'm going to show you is the one that I actually sent. Sorry. It's these little tabs on here. I apologize for everybody. Let's see. Where did I do? Where is the planet? Pro pick. I believe this is it. Yep, here it is. This is the probe that Joseph was just talking about. This is the very first picture we have of an exoplanet, Venus. This right here is not an odd object. This is just from the craft itself that got popped out when the legs expanded. So do not think of this as anything like an alien craft or anything. This is part of the probe itself. You're getting ahead of me, Yosef. I was about to show that picture. Okay, before we continue on, we are going to be taking a short little commercial break. So you guys sit back, relax, and just watch a little commercial, and we'll be right back after this little message. Seems like I can find it.
Check us out. A couple of RVs. What's happening? Alright, holiday world. See some of these sweet RVs, man. Oh, snap, man. Shotgun shells. More shotgun shells, the better. It's got the bunk up there. When this one falls down, it would be a bed. It'd be a bed. It's nice up here. Good. Oh yeah. This is 50 something thousand. 50 so yeah. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. This is about getting in touch with America, not about living in luxury. Thanks. Oh, the cleanup very well.
And we are back. That was brought to you by Coronamic Love America Tour. If you haven't subscribed to Coronamic on Love America Tour or Love America Tour, subscribe now. Follow his adventures. They're going across the country. And now we are back to our show. And I totally agree, Vegas. Don't shut up. Okay, we stopped here after the second planet. And now we are actually home. We are at Earth. Everybody knows about Earth, right? The place where we live, where our Earth is the only known rocky planet with a ring on around it. Yes, Earth has a ring. Just Saturn has a ring, Jupiter has a ring, Neptune has a ring, Uranus has a ring, and Earth has a ring. We are the only rocky planet known with a ring. How do we have a ring? We have an artificial ring. It's called satellites. Yes, we're the only rocky planet known to have an artificial ring. It has been officially recognized by NASA as an artificial ring. But since we're at Earth, and I just lost my tab. Oh my gosh! Since we're at Earth, we're going to talk about our little partner, the Moon. Yes, Earth's only natural satellite, which is 3 times the size of Earth itself. Many people think that Earth is actually round. Earth is not round. Flat earthers are still incorrect. Earth is not round. It is elliptical and oval. Why? Because of the Moon itself. When the moon pulls on the Earth, you have the waves, which also causes the gravitational warping of the planet itself. So the Earth is not completely round; it's a little oval. I know a little fact that people are not really realized about that. We have sent a shitload of probes to the moon. The first one was not the United States. Nope, we were not first to the moon. No. Russia was. Yes, they sent the very first one called Mars 1. Oh, not Mars 1. That's I was thinking about the Mars probe for the other one. Sorry about that. They sent it called Pioneers Lunar. Wait, what's the first one that actually landed? Luna 1. Yeah, Luna 1 was sent by Russia in 1959. It was the first craft to actually land on the moon. Between 1958, between August and December 1958, U.S. and Russia had a major space race with the trying to get something to the moon itself. But yep, Russia did beat us. They were the first ones to land on the moon. Let's see. It flew within 5,995 kilometers. The first successful U.S. probe, well, it was a partial flyby. Was the Pioneer 4. The very first successful Ranger in 1962 to land, sorry, I apologize, 64, what NASA was Ranger 6. It impacted the moon. It made it to the moon, but it didn't turn any pictures back. So it actually made it. But the Ranger 7 actually did return pictures when it did land in 1964. We've got several different moon landings, Apollo missions. First we had the Pioneer Mercury before with John Glenn. Then we had the Apollo missions to the moon itself. Many people think the moon landing is fake. You can think that if you want, but there has been studies after studies after studies prove that humans actually landed on the moon. For instance, you have a reflector that was placed on the moon. Some people say, oh yeah, that reflector doesn't work, it was just dropped. If the reflector was dropped, then how do they flip a little switch to turn it on? Yeah, you have to place it directly in a certain position in order to get the reflected beam back and forth. And I just totally remembered. I was going to put that website in there so you guys can show you how to do that. But I will do that. I'll put that in the description of the chat. After this video is over, I'll put some descriptions about how to ping the moon so you can prove that we actually landed on the moon. I have it in my bookmarks. I don't feel like putting it in the chat right now. Sorry. Bear with me, okay? When we got to the moon itself, there was this famous picture called Earthrise. And I did not do that because Pickles reminded me about that. They had a very hard time getting the picture of when it was going over the orbit. I think it was Collins. He forgot. He thought he didn't catch the picture. But when he reviewed the footage, it was the Earth directly rising up like a half crescent. And I'm going to show you that picture in case you have never seen what this actually looks like. This was, here it is. Come on, open up tab. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes. Where's my little tab here? Hey, I am totally miscompleted. Totally. I can't even find my tab to share this with you. Oh my gosh. Okay. Earthrise is somewhere around here. Oh, okay. I know what I did with it. I minimized the window. Oops. No, I didn't. I actually closed it. Oh, damn. I actually closed my little window. Here it is. Okay. I apologize, everybody. Here's NASA. Here's the moonrise. Earthrise, sorry. This is the famous Earthrise. It was captured by the Apollo 8 astronauts when it was going over the surface of the moon. Okay, that's the moon. There is I want to also put this in the chat right here because a lot of people are actually fascinated by the moon itself for different religious reasons. There's different phases of the moon, and the next full moon is on the new moon is on the 17th. The official new moon is on the 17th, tomorrow. Yeah, it's about maybe 97%. So the first one is tomorrow night. I am going to put a website here in the chat in case anybody is interested in this. There is this great, wonderful that I use. It's totally free for anybody. It's called Stellarium. If you're interested in sky watching, you can check that little chat right there and the little link down there. Stellarium. It's a free, totally free website. It's compatible with Mac, Windows, Android phones, and iPhones as well. It tells you live updates of the satellites, tells you what the satellites are in case you're trying to take some photography. If you're interested in certain comets or asteroids or NEOs, it'll tell you where they are and how to, what part of the position they are in. It's very handy. It's very useful. It's if you want to actually get an actual description, please put your location. Enable your location. Otherwise, you get some random location, and you're like, wait a minute. I thought Andromeda was over there, not over there. Yeah, I made that mistake before. Basic rookie mistake. Okay, our next planet, after we got done with the Earth and the Moon, our next planet is the fourth rock from the Sun, Mars. Yes, yes, you know all about Mars. The little aliens, green aliens. No, seriously, Mars is approximately the same age as Earth, 4.5 billion years old. Of course, a lot of scientists are speculating that 2 to 3 million years ago, they lost water. This is still speculation and hypothesis. It has not been proven when Mars lost water, but it has been proven the fact that Mars did have water, not just liquid on the planet, but actual flowing water at one point. And the Sojourner probe actually discovered liquid ice. They were scraping along the ground, and they saw something white there, and they just let it sit there for a couple hours, and took another picture, disappeared, which proved that it was water ice. There is still water on Mars. It's not a dry planet. And if anybody's actually interested, Mars does not have a really red sky. At sunset, it is a blue sky at night. Yes, Total Recall did have that correct. When they're standing on top of the ridge, when they see the sunset, blue sky, you will see a blue sky on Mars. We have sent many, many, many probes to Mars. Oh my gosh, so many probes. And I just lost that tab again. Oh my gosh. Well, while I look at that tab, I want to tell you what the newest news about the moon is. China is going to be, has a plan to go to the moon and get helium-3, H3. It's basically a non-radioactive isotope of helium, which is very, very, very rare on Earth, and it can be used as fuel. It's energy. It's totally fossil. It's clean fuel, basically. And I still cannot find that tab I had with my landers. Jeez, I just had this, and this is what I get for having work done in my place. I lose my stuff all the time. Okay, I had a map of the lunar landing sites. Every lunar landing site, every Apollo landing site, and a future moon landing sites. And I totally apologize to everybody about that because I did not have that map on me, and I did not know every single one by memory, just certain probes and certain missions and launches. So I totally apologize about everybody on that. And while we do that, I'm going to try to find something. We're going to take another quick little commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, LDG Pixels here. If you have issues with your computers, have any IT questions, come join us at YouTube at LDG Pixels. That's on YouTube, LDG space Pixels. I'm live. I'm here to help. Tech news, nerd chat, help you fix up your computer free.
Thank you, LDG. Hey, guess what? I actually found Apollo landing sites. Let's see. These are the places that we land here on the Apollo. We have Apollo 11, which is way over here. If you actually look at the moon, you can actually identify these places. Apollo 11 was here at the Mare Tranquillities. And then we went north. Let me rephrase that. The first Apollo 11 landing was supposed to be right about here where the finger is. but Buzz actually and Neil actually overshot it, so they had to land a little bit further northeast. They went to the southwest area of the Marinara. A marinara basically means sea. This is what they call Marinara Trench. The next landing was all the way over here, a little bit to the west. It was called Oceanus Procellarinarium. I can't even talk today. Procellarinarium on November 19th, 1969. Yes. One of the most famous ones was Apollo 16. I'm going to skip 15 anyway. 16, which was up here, was down here, which a certain astronaut, yet will remain unnamed, took a golf club to the moon. Yes, an actual golf club was taken to the moon. So there are 2 golf balls on the moon. How did he get his golf club on board? He disguised it as a probe, as one of those stick probes. He basically dismantled his golf probe, had a custom one made, and put it as a rock probe. Love that. The last time we actually went to the moon, humans walked on the moon, was 1972. Apollo 17, which was way up here. That's very, very sad. We had 47 years ago, humans walked on the moon. We had more humans walk on underneath the lowest part of our ocean, the Marinara Trench, than walk on the moon. I personally believe that it should not be a United States endeavor. It should not be a Russian endeavor. It should not be a Chinese endeavor. The moon is for all humankind. We need to have actually a collaboration of all countries. Like everybody come together, not just one country try to shoot for it, not just another country try to shoot for it, but everybody get back to the moon. Because I believe that the moon is a stepping stone for the next generation for Mars. If China wants to actually mine H3 for fuel, we need to set up some bases and some mining operations. Then we can actually build some ships to go further and further out. Of course, that's what we're still doing with probes. I want to thank everybody for joining me on a little tour. We did a tour of the little rocky planets. Next week, we are going to start with the asteroid belt. Yes, we have another tour, part 2, coming up next week. We'll be talking about the asteroid belt, the gas giants, and possibly what Ultima Thule actually is. Yes, we'll be talking about New Horizons probe as well. So I want to thank everybody who joined me today in this little quick tour of the solar system. Vegas, Sin33, Yosef, hey Pickles, what's up, dude? I want to thank everybody. And before I go, I just want to remind everybody that when you have a closed mind and science is presented to you, please open up, because you can actually think of many different things to think of. Like, wait a minute, are they right? Are they wrong? Who knows? That's what science is all about. A true scientist actually will admit when they are wrong. And if I'm wrong about something, I actually totally admit it. So I want to thank everybody for joining me. Check me out next week when this video gets uploaded to YouTube, if it already is. Look down in the descriptions. I'll put some links in there on how to ping the moon and other fun little science stuff. So I want to thank everybody and have a good day.